Well, as we mentioned just moments ago, some cattle producers are calling for a transparent labeling process at the meat counter, and they're requesting changes to a loophole that allows imported beef to be labeled a product of the USA. And joining us once again with the U.S. Cattlemen's Association is Leo McDonnell. He's on the phone with us out of Montana. And Leo, thanks for reconnecting with us. If you would, give us just a little bit of background on that recently signed Buy American mandate and where we stand.
Okay. Yes, the Biden administration is now requesting that the Federal Acquisition Regulatory Council work to buy U.S. product for federally funded programs such as the military, food assistance programs, our schools, anything that gets federal funds. So our concern was that right now anything, whether it's imported beef or imported live cattle, if it's changed at all or processed in the United States, even if the fat's just trimmed off or if it's just ground, can be labeled U.S. beef. So through a process, we're trying to get them to recognize U.S. beef that's just born, raised, and slaughtered as being eligible, born, raised, and slaughtered in the U.S. as being eligible for these U.S. Buy American programs.
What are the changes that are going to be required to hit that better beef market for producers?
For producers?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. But yeah, it's not so much for producers, it's for the way our government identifies U.S. beef. And so the changes that we're asking is that, and the Federal Trade Commission's involved and FSIS is involved, is that they change our definition of U.S. beef to include only beef products that come from cattle that are born in the United States and raised in the United States and processed in the United States, but they all have to trace back to U.S. cattle.
Where are we in this process? What is the next step, Leo?
Well, in 2019, we filed or requested a petition for a rulemaking with USDA. It's our understanding that they've been through the comment period, and sometime this spring they'll come out with a rulemaking or not a final rule, but a rule for comment on it. Unfortunately, USDA last spring said that they may allow imported cattle to be eligible for the U.S. beef label, even if they're imported for immediate slaughter. And we do bring in a lot of cows and fat steers from Canada and cows from Mexico and Canada. So we're pretty disappointed in that. That's about 8% of our beef supply. And but that's where we're at today.
All right. Well, Leo, before we wrap up, I do want to ask you, you're in southern Montana. You know, a good chunk of the country has been hit with a big winter storm warning. Nothing new for you guys. What are the current conditions in your neck of the woods there in South Montana?
Well, we're starting to warm up a little bit. We were 25 to 30 below here in southern Montana. Some of the country up north was 35 below over the weekend, but we're supposed to be 30 today here in southern Montana. So, that's almost T-shirt weather for us.
Well, Leo, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us. Of course, you can find more out about the organization, uscattlemen.org. Leo McDonnell, he is with the U.S. Cattlemen's Association, joining us again from Columbus, Montana.